Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good afternoon to all participants in Virtual International Colloquium Faculty Industry Management 2022. My name is Halizan. My research presentation title, Research Motivation, Interaction Channel and Innovation Culture to University Industry Collaboration, a case study of University Malaysia Pahang. University-industry collaboration is a relationship that involves university and industry. It increased the knowledge and the technology that exchange that benefit both. Obtaining better opportunities that impact the community, economic development, and additional funding for student learning opportunities in the industry cooperation with the government for the program funding grants. It also to increase the number license and patent commercialized service and product and help to improve the national economy. The research problem was identified after analyzing the data from the National Survey of R&D, which showed a sharp decline has disrupted the tremendous growth trend of Malaysia GERD ratio since 2008. Even the expenditure for the research and development increased, but not sufficient enough to drive the growth of production innovation. From the source of UMP annual report related to the number of industry cooperation grants, which showed in year 2020 also a significant decline trend in the number of grants. Overall, the achievement of UIC grants in 2012 to 2020 showed a significant decline, and this has led to an alarming impact on UIC. The reason made this study necessary is to determine the existence of the influence factors between the researcher motivation, interaction channel, and innovation culture in university-industry relation. Here also shown the relationship between research gap, research question, and research objective. It found that this study has already filled the research gap related to this topic. Here also shown the scope of study where the participant will be among the UMP Management of Research and Innovation Department and UMP academician, researcher who involved in the university-industry collaboration with the inclusion and exclusion criteria as stated on the slide. Here is the literature review, which includes theory used in this study is McClellan Achievement Motivation Theory, UIC, Research Motivation, Interaction Channel, and Innovation Culture. This research is a qualitative research with case study research. And I use the sampling technique is proposed sampling technique with a selection criteria that state in the slide. And for the sample, I use 4 to 5 participants in this case study. And the data collection, I use semi-structured interview. The interview question is divided to two, part A and part B. For reliability and validity data, first, I integrated all the Excel code, and then second, validate the relationship, and then for the framework presentation, and then compare the result produced separately to cross-check codes developed by the various researchers, and lastly, get the key information examined as to the final result research report. The data analysis are automatic coding. For research question 1, how does the researcher become motivated towards university-industry collaboration? Here is the factor for the researcher become motivated to do the UIC. The findings has identified there are 4 teams and 9 sub-teams. From here, we can find that the researcher who more focus on joint consultation service will be more likely to benefit from the UIC for the student. But for the researcher who are inclined to research collaboration grant will be benefit more for collaboration with industry through funding. And there also the handful researcher who are motivated to get involved to UIC due to their passion to contribute and interest and also the advantage that they have. And they're also very comfortable with the working environment with the industry and the income earned from the consulting service. And here the research motivation network diagram, we can see here there are also the demotivating factor that influence the researcher to to get involved with the UIC. That is nature of industry, lack of teamwork, extra workload, and lack of monitoring by UIC center. For research question 2, how are interaction channel in UMP contribute toward the involvement of UIC? Here is the type of interaction channel in UMP contribute toward the involvement of UIC. It has 4 teams and 7 nine, 7 sub-teams. For the traditional channel, is often involve the university and industry and individual. This is a common channel used by all university to obtain grant investor from the university industry. The interaction channel most also used in UMP is bi-directional channel that involve the appointment of the CEO, industry manager, and as an advisory panel, and meeting committee and award evaluation panel. And commercial channel is often used, and also the service channel is less used because the process of creating spin-off company and registering patent is consuming quite time and involve a lot of rule. Here is the interaction channel network diagram. This question 3, what are the innovation culture contribute to UIC? And here is type of innovation culture it contribute towards UIC. There are 2 teams and 2 sub-teams. From here, we can conclude that the initiative have been implemented to create innovation culture at UMP is to add and diversify the type of number of grants to give the researcher option to attract them to get involved in UIC. And also, UMP also hold exhibition and competition at internal level, so the researcher can compete with each other. And also, it gives an opportunity to the industry and outsider to obtain information of research project. And for the research question 4, how to improve researcher involvement in UIC collaboration? Here is the factor to improve researcher involvement in UIC. There has 3 teams and 5 sub-teams. And from here, we can see, we can conclude that UMP need to create UIC ecosystem as a platform to provide the facilities and environment to support the development of UIC. And the motivation of researchers need to be increased so there are more interest to get involved in UIC. And some benefit that can give is like financial reward or position, award, and training to improve their skill. And innovation culture has been developed through the competitions such as CTRAC. And from the CTRAC, they can get the opportunity to participate in ITAC. Here is the improvement of UMP researcher involvement UIC network diagram. For the practical implication of the study, we can divide it to 2 is a UMP researcher need to be provided with understanding and mindset regarding their KPI and link with industry collaboration. A training mentor system also need to be created for the new researcher, and experienced expertise researcher also need to be manipulated so that can be benefit to the university staff and student. And for your university, first UIC ecosystem need to be improved, such as UIC center, the R&D center, and the commercialization center. They need to play their role and to improve their role. For the fundamental and applied research, the university need to focus more on offering applied research. And for the workload and job promotion, the workload of academician and researcher need to be reviewed. The academic promotion criteria also need to be clear and updated. Here, this theoretical implication of the study, where from the study, we can get more understanding of factor researcher motivated to UIC from the perspective of UMP context, and is also adding the body of knowledge and importance of innovation culture in UIC. For the limitation for the study, there's a lot of variety of information sources. The lead time to interview the participant is very limited. The difficult time to get the participant free time, and also the recording audio was not less clear, and there were technical glitch. For the future research, in-depth research need to be done on the researcher motivation in UMP, And the study of role of UIC Center where it's not very effective in providing UIC ecosystem in UMP. And the study about the factor to attract the industry to participate in UMP. Thank you. That's all from me.